We have breaking news. Good afternoon. I'm John Ferrugia. Within the last 10 minutes, an hours-long standoff in East Denver coming to a peaceful end. Amanda Cost is live in Colfax at Glencoe. That's in Denver. She's got the latest. Amanda?
John, nearly 6 hours ago, we watched officers speeding this direction down Colfax, racing to the Radio Shack. Just within the last 10 minutes, we watched them heading the other direction. The ambulances that were on standby, waiting for any possible victims, empty. The police squad unit, we saw one person in the back of that unit as well. We did receive official word now that the suspect involved and the hostage, both taken out of the Radio Shack, both safe. The resolution that Denver police were hoping for. So 28-year-old Christopher Nimmerfro, the store manager for the Radio Shack, who had been a hostage for the last almost 6 hours, taken out safely as well. And the suspect out safely, the resolution that they were wanting, both out of here. We can tell you right now that they are still cordoning off this scene, but prior to this, you can hear some noise behind me, but prior to this, these businesses were on lockdown, schools were on lockdown, traffic at a gridlock as well. At this point, it's a resolution that they were waiting for at this time. Sorry, there's yelling in the background. I don't know if you guys were able to hear me there.
All right, thanks, Amanda. Molly Hendrickson is also at the scene, and Molly also witnessed what was going on this afternoon. You've been, Molly, with a number of the witnesses who saw this unfold. What can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you that moments ago, when they finally pulled those two suspects from Radio Shack in handcuffs, there was a collective just yell here, a big relief here amongst the people who know those suspects. And then shortly after the people were brought out of Radio Shack in handcuffs, out came the hostages. Now, we couldn't tell from here if there was just one person that came out or a couple, but people here just relieved. And really the crowd, now that the news is out that both the hostage and the suspects are out, they have just scattered. So again, just collective sigh of relief. We'll have much more on this coming up at 5. Back to you.
All right, you're looking right now at some video at the end of this hostage crisis. It looks like the person does not have handcuffs on. It looks like the hostage himself coming out. And of course, this is very, very good news. Police there gathered, as you can see. Looks like they may have the suspect in custody there. So a quiet, peaceful resolution to this standoff, which began this morning. I think the chief of police is, I'm being told right now, going to step up to the mic here momentarily. Yes, this is the Denver's police chief ready to speak about the situation. You can see Amanda Cost here in the foreground.
All right. We're going to be hearing from the chief here in just minutes, getting some details on what we've been waiting to hear for the last 6 hours.
This morning at approximately 10 minutes to 10, we received a run for robbery in progress at the Radio Shack, 5308 East Colfax. Officers from the 2nd and the 3rd District responded to the scene very expeditiously. As a matter of fact, they got there before the robbers exit the store. We were able to secure the area, locate the individuals. There were 2 suspects arrested, and they held a individual that worked for the store as a hostage. After 6 hours of negotiation, we were convinced them to come out. No one was harmed. It was,
how were you able to convince them to come out?
Well, I would tell you, it was 6 hours of negotiation, and it was a phenomenal, and I cannot overemphasize the word phenomenal job done by the men and women of our police department.
Talk to me about this hostage situation when you have officers inside. Typically, they're outside. How did it work with them being inside talking to these suspects?
Well, actually, they responded to the robbery in progress. They entered the store, and as entering the store, one of the suspects was exiting the store. So shortly thereafter, they exited the store. He re-entered back into our secure area. They exited the store, secured it, waiting for the arrival of our SWAT team.
We saw lots of family members here today. What were the gunshots?
There were shots. There were shots fired. Fortunately, none of them took effect. No one was harmed as a result of the shots being fired.
Who fired the shots?
Well, we definitely know that the suspect or suspects fired several shots.
Lots of family members on scene here today. Was it ultimately family members that helped get these suspects out?
Well, I would tell you, Obviously, family members from the scene, they were concerned. We took the time to talk to them, try to get as much information from them as possible that will help us resolve this, and at the same time assure them that our primary responsibility and our goal was for the safety of the hostage, the safety of the residents that lived in this area, and certainly the safety of the suspects.
Talking about what went on inside, talking about what went on.
They got them to come out?
Yeah, there was assurances made to them that if they came out unarmed, that we would safely secure them.
Talking about what went on inside the store, at any point were these officers being held hostage by the suspects themselves?
No officers were held hostage. Just one of the employees was held hostage the entire time.
How is the hostage right now?
He's doing great.
Did family members talk directly to the gunman?
Well, I don't want to get into the particulars, the tactics that we use as it relates to negotiating. But we used every reliable source that we could to bring this to a peaceful conclusion.
Chief, we understand that he was on Facebook using social media. Is that true, and did it complicate things in any way?
I would tell you that I don't know at this particular time. It's possible that it happened. And if in fact it did, we'll certainly research that, and it certainly could have had the potential to prolong it. But obviously it wasn't complicated to the point where it didn't come to a successful conclusion.
What was the hostage subjected to while he was held?
I know this matter was just briefly resolved, and I know that you all had been here for hours, and I just wanted to come down here shortly thereafter that and just give you an update. As it relates to what he was subjected to, how he felt about the entire ordeal, that I don't know at this time.
It was the Radio Shack that they went in to ultimately rob,
yes.
Is what you're saying. And then can you discuss their identities at all? Can you give us official confirmation on who they are?
Yeah. Other than there are two African-American males, their age is unknown at this time. Obviously, we have a description of them as we get that information, provided they're not juveniles and it's not going to compromise the investigation. I'll make sure that John give you that momentarily, probably.
The hostage leave an ambulance?
No, the hostage did not leave. He was absolutely unarmed. Absolutely unharmed. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, that's Police Chief Robert White. That is Police Chief Robert White at the microphone. Very happy that this hostage situation has ended peacefully. Again, two suspects arrested. We know that one of them was a 19-year-old male. The hostage was released unharmed, we're told. As you heard Chief White say, he was unharmed. He did not leave in an ambulance. He's doing quite well. As you might expect, we have multiple crews on the scene right now, gathering new information. You can stay with 7 News and thedenverchannel.com for updates as we go through the afternoon. And, of course, we'll have the latest for you in the news at 5.